And we welcome you in live to another edition of Tee2Green. We're here on WGR Sports Radio 550 in Buffalo. We're on 950 in Rochester, 107.7 and 104.7 FM, also in Buffalo, and on our Tee2Green video stream. Watch us live here. We're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram at Tee2G Buffalo. I'm Brian Colton, along with PGA Pro Jeff Meadis. Kevin Sylvester is working the Memorial. We'll have him on a little bit later on in the show. Thanks for being with us. We've got some guests here from Bobolink, where we are here today in Orchard Park. And Jeff, good morning. A rare visit to Bobolink where it's not bright and sunny. I feel like our streak of double-digit years in a row here coming where it's been perfect weather is ending today.
Well, it's also the first time we're outside this year, which is a good thing. Yeah, so it's creeping towards better, but it's just the most fun place to come, and it's always a nice trip out here and to take a look at the golf course and sit on the patio here, and yeah, we always have a good time, and it's a fun place to come. Like when you think of fun golf, you think of Bobolink.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're here at Bobolink, and we've got a couple of guests coming up, which we'll get to in just a moment. Coming up here on the show, a jam-packed show. We've got our Western New York PGA Tip of the Week with Jeff. We'll talk a little bit about playing par threes and the mentality coming up. Our check of the PGA Tour leaderboard this week. Kevin Sylvester, of course, part of our team. He is working for PGA Tour Live this week on the ESPN Plus stream. You can watch him there. He's working the Memorial Tournament, Jack Nicklaus's event, and a big one this weekend, the biggest prep tournament before the U.S. Open in 2 weeks. We'll have Kevin coming on later in the show. Champions Tour report, LPGA report, that's all coming up. And we've got some great local amateur events. It's kind of starting the calendar year here, going on. High School Boys Championships, IJM coming up in 2 weeks. Porter Cup's a month away. The Erie County Amateur Tournament signups are going on. So a lot of good opportunities for some good high-level amateur golf here in Western New York now getting underway.
Yeah, and you're starting to see the club events start to happen too. The members and the member guests and the 2 days and the invitationals and things like that. So golf season's here. June, July, and August, those are our prime months, and let's enjoy them. It's a little this afternoon. We'll be on the golf course this afternoon. It's not going to be bad at all.
All right, excellent. Yeah. So, all right, we're live here on WGR and, of course, on our video platforms at Tee2G Buffalo. Let's bring in our guests. Tom Sturm, General Manager, Rick Hamister, part of the Board of Directors here at Bobolink. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Thanks for having us on here. Tom, good morning. Thanks for having us back for another year. It looks like maybe, is the rain going to stop for us here as we get going here? Thanks for being with us.
It'd be nice if it stopped, and it's just about ready to stop. I believe it's going to be another good day. I mean, obviously, earlier in the year, it was pretty rough. The rain just never stopped. But first of all, Kevin and Brian, I'd like to thank you for coming back. It's always great to have you here. You guys do a great job, and we really enjoy it when you're here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And it looks like it drains pretty well around here. Yeah. You guys are up on the hill here, a little escarpment. The water runs away, so a little rain's not going to bother you.
It does. Today. I mean, actually, the pond was starting to drop a little bit. I saw the pond higher than I've ever seen it before in my life earlier in the year. But the water level's going down. The course is drying out. We're starting to get a lot of play, so we're really happy that things have turned around.
And for people that may be listening for the first time and don't know where we are, what Bobolink is, can you give us a little of the elevator pitch for what is Bobolink? Because it's a completely unique golf experience in Western New York.
When you think of Bobolink, obviously the first thing that comes to your mind is night golf. And I believe everybody is pretty familiar with our night golf activity. Actually, in Western New York, there's a couple of things that were always pointed out in Western New York, the top 20 things to do where you live or while you're in Western New York. And one of those things is play under the lights at Bobolink Golf Course. We're a par 3 course, 18 holes with a full driving range, a chipping green, sand trapped up there and everything. So we're a full practice and golf course facility, but obviously it's par 3. With the lights on at night, where we get some great activity out here, and people come out here with their families and just have a lot of fun. It's now starting to pick up really nicely, and we're great to see the business turn around because of the rain earlier in the year. But
it's a tough start for everybody. Yeah.
We're located right between Orchard Park and East Aurora. It's referred to as Old Transit Road. It comes off of Southwestern Boulevard. It's 4085 Transit Road, and you do not need a tee time to come play golf here. You just show up, bring your clubs, and have fun.
And it's just walk around, hit some shots, enjoy it. You're open during the day, you're open at night, and you play fast here because it's a par 3, don't you?
Absolutely. The course, you could play 9 holes in an hour and a half. A lot of people say, well, you're not real busy in the morning. That's because you get here at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you're done by 8:30. You know, so I mean, it turns pretty quick. You know, it moves along really quick. So it's a quick round of golf that you can enjoy it and really practice your game.
That's great. Rick Hamister, also part of the board of directors with us here. Rick, you said too, I know, coming in here about the timing of golf. Everybody's got kind of a different time commitment, but that's one thing that works out really well here. If you want to come, maybe not peak time at night on a weekend where it's a little more busy, but during the week or some other time, you can get around here in less than an hour.
You can move as quickly as you want, or you can take time and hit the shots that you want to hit. It's great. It's a great facility, great practice, and really great fun, which is, you know, we talk about golf and serious and everybody takes it so seriously, but this is really a fun place to be. And Tom mentioned family, and people bring their entire family, bring their kids out, and just enjoy the experience. And there's not the pressure of perhaps a country club or even some of the top private clubs in the area, because you can keep the play moving. And it's not intimidating for kids, especially younger kids, if they're just learning to play, or if they can just hit a 100-yard shot, or even something less than a 100-yard shot. They can play here.
It's one of the first places my dad took me when I was a kid.
Oh, that's
one of the reasons I got hooked on golf was I was a 10 or 11-year-old kid playing out under the lights and ripping shots up into the sky and watching them go. You know, that was a pretty cool experience. And you know, here I am.
Well, Jeff, you were a 10-year-old kid playing golf here. You're making pars, you're making birdies.
Right.
You're not playing a 200-yard par 3 at one of the private clubs.
Yeah,
so,
trying to rip a 3-iron.
Yeah,
with a
exactly.
Right. Yeah,
exactly. So it's really fun for kids, and really it's just fun. This is really what golf. This is what golf to me is really meant to be, is to be out here, have fun, enjoy company. You know, once in a while, it's a wonderful night out for a family that has a chance to play golf, maybe have a cocktail at our halfway house and hot dog at the halfway house. It's a great experience for people. What a great family date night, family fun night.
it is a good date night. Plus, it's like we were talking before. There's laughs there, fun, family, friends, food. You also have a range, a full but big driving range.
We do, and you know, it's really, that's, as Tom would attest, it's a place where you can come out and really sharpen your game, and you can do it off hours too. You can do it at night under the lights. You work all day. You can get out here at night, get out, really practice when the rest of the facilities in Western New York are closed down because it's dark.
Yeah, one thing I know, for those that are, maybe if you have a youngster and you're starting and they want to get into golf, or you want to maybe as a parent golf with them, if you're looking to even say like, hey, how do I start to get them maybe good at golf? Mm-hmm. I know what did they said Tiger Woods started by on the green and worked himself back, like you work backwards, but working on short games and shorter shots, like that's probably how you should be doing it anyway, right? And that's a great way you can practice here.
Well, what are the best players? What do we always talk about? The best players are the best players from 120 yards in, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to be good at golf? Be good from closer to the green before you start working on your driver. I know everybody wants to whip the driver out and hit 150 drivers, and but you can do that on the range. But here, you can work on your game. You can hit all different shots. There's 18 par 3s. You know, par 3s are an important part of the game, and and anytime you're introducing a kid to the game or anything, you want to make it fun. And that's how I got hooked. That's how kids get hooked, is when you see a kid running down the fairway because he wants to hit his next shot. That's when you know they're having fun.
Tom Sturm, Rick Hamister here from Bobolink, joining us on Tee2Green. We're on WGR and, of course, live on our video stream now. Check it out on X. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube at Tee2G Buffalo. Tom, tell everybody what it's like here on a night in the summer, because night golf is obviously what you guys are known for. There's not a lot of par 3 courses in the area, so this is what makes it unique. But even more so unique, not only to Western New York, but the rest of the country, is the fact that we can play here at night.
Where's there another lit up golf course? I don't know of any.
I've heard of a couple around the country, but I don't believe there's any close proximity to where we are right here.
Yeah.
Our daily activity around here, we've got a lot of guys that come out here to use the driving range for their drivers and tune up their game. And we got a lot of senior citizens, a lot of men's and women's leagues that are always looking for more members to join them. And they get out there and they just have a good time. And they always, we want to go off the front, we want to go off the back, and we split them up as much as we can and keep the course moving right along. But nighttime golf is the key around here. And you're right. We get busy around here. We get a lot of activities. We get the restaurants in full gear when we're here at night. Oh, they might have an occasional beer or glass of wine around here, but we serve that too. So it's just great to see that activity, especially all the attraction. A lot of the growth has come from mostly the youth.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of youth programs here. We're running some camps. We're also running some tournaments for the juniors during the summer. And boy, those we started off a couple of years ago. We had 10 or 12 guys. Now we got 30 or 40 kids that are playing golf in these tournaments, and they're just having a great time. We have schools that come here and have activities. A lot of them the girls at high schools get intimidated by going to the country club. So coaches call me up, they come out here and they're using the facilities around here to help tune their game and grow. I know the Orchard Park coach. The first time he goes, first year I only had about four girls, but we took a lot of pictures here at night, put it in the yearbook. Next year I had 16 girls.
That's awesome.
And that's the way it grows. You just word of mouth, people come out and try it. You have the kids have fun, and the kids are always coming back. Our youth golf passes are probably up 60-70% year to year because the kids just keep coming out.
I was gonna say, just how does that work? The youth passes for maybe there's parents listening right now, and this is a great spot for my kid to come hang out in the summer.
We got sometimes we're a babysitting service, but that's not a golf course. But the youths come out here, and if you're under 16, you get a season pass to play golf all year long. And we got some kids that come out here and play 3 rounds of golf in a day, and they get their buddies. And we keep an eye on them, make sure they're the ones using the passes, and for about $500, right around that range, they can play golf free all year long. And it really attracts a lot of kids that come on out here. And the parents, it's an activity for the kids. Be out at a golf course, give them a couple extra bucks, let them get one of our great milkshakes and a burger at the restaurant, and then play golf. And sometimes we say, hey, kids, you got to behave yourselves. We got to remind them to keep behaving themselves, but they learn golf etiquette around here. And we got a lot of camps and also tournaments to keep them busy.
As a PGA professional, that's why, Rick, I love this kind of place because it takes the barrier of entry into golf away. It takes the intimidation. It takes the cost factor. It takes all the other things. It makes golf just it's great entry level to get into the game and just see what golf's all about. And if then you end up going to another whatever, but this is the heartbeat of golf when people play at places like this.
Well, you said it earlier, Jeff. This is where you learn to play, and we talked about a lot of F's, but the biggest thing to me is this is affordable for families. And we didn't really talk about that earlier. We talked about the fun experience of it, but it's also very affordable. And we've really tried to keep the costs in line or keep them low as we can to make it affordable for families. And really the goal here is to just try to keep people playing and keep people engaged in the game. And I think, Tom and his team have really done a great job here making that experience fun for everybody. And we've been able, as a board of directors, we've been able to keep the costs affordable.
Yeah, and I'm sure when you have your conversations with your board about what do we want the Bobolink experience to be like for people to come in, and I know it's that we want it to be a faster playing course, fun and friendly, and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, look at we know it's a business and money's involved, and that there has to be all those decisions that are made. And I'm sure you guys talk about that. But how do you make it the best experience for these golfers, for these families, for these teens coming into play? And I'm sure all those kind of are conversations that you guys like having. You wouldn't be on the board if you didn't like having them. Right.
Listen, it's a great experience. We're lucky too because we've had success, and because again, the Tom and his team, because of that, we've been able to really reinvest in this golf course. Equipment in the driving range. We just continue to reinvest in the product that we're offering here. And I think it gets better. It literally gets better every year. I've been on the board for, 15 years or so. And every year it's just a little bit better. It's a little bit more exciting. We can never control the weather. That's kind kind of out of our. That one's the one out of our hands.
Be the most magical board of directors.
If you want to go a little longer club, you can move back 2 club lengths and give yourself that little bit of margin for error. Also, it's not always aiming for the pin, right? It's where do you want to putt from? So you visualize your shot, you try to rip it up there, and aim for a spot where you're going to give yourself a really good putt. That's kind of the basic concept with par 3s. And also, always tee it up. People just plunk it on the ground and hit it. Give yourself that margin for error that tee does. You don't have to tee it high. Just tee it up a little bit to give yourself a little bit of margin for error.
Yeah, I definitely have seen people talk about teeing it up or not teeing it up. So you would always tee it up on a par 3.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Why would I want to make it harder? Yeah. It's not that it's harder. It just gives you a little bit margin for error, and you get to do more things. You know, if I want to hit the ball a little higher, I might take that tee a little bit higher so that it's a little higher up on the club face. So it floats into there and comes down a little softer. If I want to drive it in there a little lower, I'll tee it a little lower so I can drive it a little lower into the back of the pin.
The tee height, if you're hitting, let's say, shorter par 3s, like wedges, 9 irons, 8 irons, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, should the ball just be
very low
off the ground?
Yeah, just very low, just the nub of the tee off the ground. Just want to give yourself that margin of error. I've seen people stick their club in the ground and put it on a little piece of sod. And it's just trying to be cool that way, to be honest. But it does help because it perches the ball up. But just use a tee. Yeah, it's not rocket science. You get to use a tee, 1 shot a hole. Take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, I know Jeff was asking me earlier. I don't know if do you guys know, is there a course record here?
I was going to ask. Do
you guys know what it? So what? 18 holes times 3. What's that? 54.
54.
All right. So do we know if there's a course record here?
We get asked that question at least once a week, and I don't believe anybody truly knows what the course record is, because there's a whole lot of not sharing of the golf scores. It not like you get a private course, you get a bigger
you're not
course,
posting.
You're not
right.
posting, and so we really don't know for sure exactly what the course record is, but we got a few guys that claim they have it, and
we should make that the challenge for the year.
Yeah.
We should have a
who could come in with the low score for the year?
I never really thought about that. That's a really great idea.
It'd be kind of fun. Like, what's your best score ever? 49. Yeah, 500. Yeah.
Well, if somebody could come out, I don't think that would be an easy score to shoot out.
I don't think so. Haven't played here. Yeah,
you played here enough, Jeff. You know that.
No, it'd be hard. No, because the par 3s are good. I mean, the greens, and you got to hit good shots, and and it's par 3s are a little more difficult. Yes. It would be tough to match par around here, I would bet. Yeah, especially
so,
to get 4 or 5 under to shoot in the 40s, which is kind of funny to say, but it'd be fun. Yeah,
that would be breaking 50, right?
Yeah, put that scorecard up on in your office. What'd you shoot there? 49, 51, whatever it is. Yeah, even 54 sounds great. Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, we'll have to get you scheduled out here. We'll have to see what you could shoot out here. Get Brian and you out here. We'll get Kevin to come by.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
I've seen net scores of 54.
Yeah, that's a different. I'm in a tournament this weekend. Believe me, there will be net scores in the 50s. I won't have one of them, but there will be net scores in the 50s.
The 4-man scramble to come in 22 under par, right?
Right.
And you're
you
like,
played behind them. Yeah,
you played behind them. Yeah, and you saw them hitting shots sideways. Suddenly they've come in. Oh, we won the tournament minus 22. Yeah, we all know how that works for sure. BoboLinkGolf.com is the website. You can get 9-hole, 18-hole, weekday, weekend, and of course night golf And Tom, you were showing us the glow balls earlier. Can they buy those in here to use, or how does that work?
Absolutely. One of the biggest attractions when you play golf here at night is if you purchase one of the night flyers, as we refer to them, and they light up when you hit them, and they stay lit for about 5 minutes after you hit them, and then they turn off again. So they actually have a duration of probably about a couple hours, so you can use them multiple times out here when you play golf. It's not just for one round. But boy, when people come out here and in the evening when it gets dark, you get a whole group of these that buy them, even on the putting green. They use them on the putting green. All these golf balls are lit up and everybody's on the putting green. It's really a sight to see. And then they start hitting them around the course. One of the negative things is they hit them in the pond. You could see them and watch them sink all over the
And just look at it there, just laughing at you.
Yes.
Do you guys have to go down and get the glow balls at the bottom?
It's funny you bring that up because we got a guy that comes in here every year and picks our pond for golf balls.
Yeah.
We wanted to do it this Sunday, and I said, not on the weekend. We can't do that.
Yeah.
But guys, give me a wild guess. What do you think they pick out of there once a year?
How many? So what? There's 2 holes that go over the water, right?
Yes.
9 and 18. Are there any others that go over water?
I'm going to say 6,000 or 7,000 balls.
Anybody else? 10,000.
10,000. That was going to be my first guess.
10,000.
Yeah.
10,000 golf balls.
Yeah.
I always tell them, write your name on them. We'll give you a call.
Yeah. Hitting
Yeah,
over.
if lost, please return too. Yes.
Right. And I should think as if there's no water there, right, Jeff?
Right, yeah.
Hit your normal shot.
Yeah. Make a confident swing. Conservative target, cocky swing. Yeah. That's not my thing. That's Dr. Rotella's. But yes, I steal it.
I like it. Yeah, then if you haven't been here, the 9 and the 18th holes are the ones that the real picturesque tee shots that go over water. That and the 9 and the 18th greens are up here right now. And for those that maybe know, when you walk in, those are the 2 greens that you see. And yeah, those are the ones that go over the water. What a cool way to end your 2 9s, going over the water.
This is such a beautiful piece of property, isn't it?
It really is.
Sitting on a hill and one hole prettier than the next. It's really a fun. That makes it a fun experience too, that you get to hit a lot of different shots. I mean, those shots on 18 are 100 to 110 yards, depending on where the pin is. So it's not impossible to hit. It's actually relatively easy hit shot. Not everybody makes it, obviously. 10,000 balls in the water.
People didn't.
10,000 balls in the water over a year. That tells me not everybody makes it.
Well, considering how many rounds you do, that's a pretty good percentage, I would imagine.
It's even an enjoyable place to sit here and watch people play golf. You finish your round, you sit on the patio, you get something to eat. We got great food here, great milkshakes. But you sit here on the patio, which is brand new. We were talking about improvements that the board of directors puts in, and we sit up here with a netting, and you watch people tee off at 9 and 18. And you just watch the plunk balls go in the water, and you smile, and you watch them tee it up again. It's a great little time. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Golf's supposed to be fun.
We're also a full service Shrixon shop, so there are extra golf balls in the shop just in case somebody might need it.
Excellent. That's good. Tom, do people need to make a tee time, or did it just show up? How does that work?
First come, first serve.
Because we try to keep the cost down very low.
Yeah.
We keep it as first come, first serve. If you got to make tee times, there's a lot more people you got to have to round here, and then you're a lot of people, because we're not that expensive, people don't show up for tee times. So we found out yes, it can be a little challenging at times, but just show up. We will get you out, because most of the people like to play 9 holes. So we got some guys that split you between the front and the back. We'll get people out no matter what. Sometimes there's a little bit of a backup, but most of the time we manage to it very, very well.
But you can have a beer while you're waiting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sit on the patio. Yeah. And a lot of people are pretty relaxed because you're out here to have fun. You're not out here pressuring from a big par 72. What do you want to move along? It could be a 5-6 hour round. It won't be that long here. So you come out here, relax before you go out and play golf, usually with a few of your friends. Some of them aren't that good at golfers, but you move it right along. We like to say, play double par here, guys. Move it along. If you get up on the green, pick the ball up, go up on the green and putt. You're not here to post a score for a handicap, things like that. You come on out and have a good time.
At night, what's the latest people can come to play?
Right now we're moving it up to 9:30 for 18 and 10 o'clock for 9. That is when your last paid tee time. Okay. So when you get here, you could pay, you could have a burger, but the first hole, is usually pretty free. You can get right out there and play golf. Sometimes, middle of summer, we might not close up till 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, because you got people that are out there just having fun, having a good time. the guys working the pro shop might get a little anxious, but but we move
It's
things
not the
along.
hardest job in the world.
No.
Yeah, just wait for golf.
As they sit around on the golf cart, or watching a hockey game.
Yeah,
on
we
TV.
keep them till 2 a.m. Then they get here at 6 a.m. to pick the range.
Yeah.
So those
Welcome
are
to the
some
golf
long hours.
industry. Yeah.
Those are some long
Yes.
hours. You golf industry guys, this is long hours, long work.
Yeah, it's only in the summer. It's not
Only
so
in the
bad.
summer.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a good thing you're not a golf pro at somewhere it's 24 hours operation.
That would be tough. Yeah, be up in Alaska where they're open
Yes.
20 hours a day sometimes. Yep.
Golf season's shorter there, though, obviously. BobbleLinkGolf.com. Again, 9-hole option, 18-hole options. You can get information there as well about leagues or lessons or a lot of the great junior youth programs that they have going on here. And, we would encourage you to come on in here as well. So,
We got our club pro here too. We if you can spend a couple of minutes with him, just talk.
Sure,
about
we wanna-
something.
Tom, you want to swap out
Sure,
headsets?
I'll be
We'll get
glad
Jim
to.
in here too. You can talk a little bit more about some of those youth programs that are going on here. We appreciate that. Yeah, Rick, I mean, we've been talking quite a bit about the youth programs, but
Yeah.
I mean, those are obviously, we talk about when we go to clubs about getting juniors involved, like, hey, those are your future members. And here, these are going to be the fathers and mothers, and that are going to bring their fathers and sons
Absolutely.
someday, and their daughters to come to the course.
Absolutely. Generational. Golf is a generational game. And isn't it one of the cool things? I mean, most of us grew up playing many sports, but what's the one sport that lasts? It's golf, because you can play it. You play it into your 80s or 90s, and you can play it with, I've got a new grandchild. I'm excited someday to play with her. Like, I can't wait. That's going to be it's going to be such a great experience.
Yeah. Jim Dreff just coming on here for a minute or two. Jim, thanks for coming on. Talk a little bit about some of the junior programs that you guys have here. I know you're involved in some of that.
The next junior program we have coming up will be the tournaments that we run for the juniors. We run them for 8 consecutive Wednesdays, starting right after the 4th of July, and it's nice. The kids like it. We get maybe 20, 30 kids out here. We have 9-hole groups, 18-hole groups, depending on your ability. And I pretty much, let them go out there. Hopefully they're on the level with everything. And we have a scoreboard out here, and we have winners and we have prizes. And it's become quite a popular program over the years. We've been doing it for quite a while. So that program is healthy and ongoing. So we're going to continue keeping that thing moving along.
Yeah, we've been talking with you for years about this. The excitement for golf with youngsters, it keeps growing. I'm sure you're seeing it.
Yeah, not only with youngsters, I'm seeing it with adults as well.
Mm-hmm.
This year seems very strong. I mean, a lot of families coming out, bringing their kids, getting their kids started. And my recommendation to them is just bring them out. We're not really concerned about lessons at this point. Just have them swing the club, tee them up, let them keep swinging. Do you know what I mean? And if they get the bug and they love it, then they'll just keep coming back. And that's pretty much how it works. And there's some kids, they just don't get the bug and they're just not interested and they play other sports. So, which is good too, because I don't really want to see young kids giving up, let's say, soccer or whatever they're doing. I mean, you play all the sports, really. But the golf thing is improving, and the numbers are much better this year, I believe, than in the past.
One thing, too, you always talk about getting kids that bug, Jeff, is to get them on the golf course. And here it's an easy way to do it.
Yeah, because that's where it's fun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun in the simulators, too. Don't tell me that's not fun. But being outdoors, that's the whole golf experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jim, thanks for what you do with golf and juniors here in Western New York. We appreciate it. Rick, thank you as well for joining us. Tom, thank you as well. But BobbleLinkGolf.com to get insight on, again, lessons, youth clinics, all that's great information, and to get a tee time. Okay, we're going to take a time out here on Tee2Green. When we come back, we will get into our Western PGA tip of the week. We'll check in with Kevin Sylvester on the Memorial. Also today, Triple Crown races. We know Batavia Downs sponsors our Tee2Green Fantasy League. We'll give you a little information on today's race if you want to get a wager on that. That's all coming up here.
It's not at the normal location.
Right, Saratoga, not that far down the road. We're here at BobbleLink. Again, BobbleLinkGolf.com for information. Okay, time out. Tee2Green. More coming up right after this on WGR.
As always, good to see you. Good to see you both. Thanks, Jeff. Hopefully see you. Yeah, definitely.
Bobolink in Orchard Park, bobolinkgolf.com. 9-hole, 18-hole, weekend nights. Nights is the spot to do it here. The lights, it's awesome.
It is cool. It's a cool place.
Yeah, looking forward to checking out. The weather looks like it's turning for the good, so that's a good thing. Come out and play here today. Again, just come right up. They said no tee time. Just come right up. They'll get you right out. Okay, busy day here. Kevin Sylvester coming up from the Memorial Tournament in just a little bit, but as we do for Triple Crown Race Weekend, Batavia Downs Gaming, of course, a big part of our Tee2Green Fantasy League. We want to bring in Ryan Hasenauer from Batavia Downs, who will be joining me later on. If you're listening on WGR throughout my show from 2 to 5. Ryan, good morning. What's the weekend?
Links, which is one of mine and Theo's favorite places to go. Love hitting the driving range over there. So just a quick aside, good times there if you got a kid. Great place to hit the balls over there if you're looking to visit the driving range. One of the biggest surprises was when I woke up this morning and came outside of my front porch and I noticed it was raining. I thought, there was only like a 60% chance of rain out in Saratoga because, of course, the Belmont Stakes for the third year in a row is going to be at Saratoga. It doesn't go back to Belmont Park until next year when all the construction is done. And how about this, Brian? It's now elevated to an 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms right around 6 o'clock.
Wow.
About an hour to go before. So could the track out at Saratoga get themselves a nice big rainstorm just an hour before the race? And in looking quickly at my past performance guide, which is available for free at any OTB or Easy Bet, only really one horse seems to have raced at a sloppy track before. These horses are all, a lot of times lightly raced. Maybe at this point as a 3-year-old, they might have only raced 3 or 4 times. But from what I can see on our past performance guide, only the one Vitruvian Man raced on a sloppy track in a $50,000 race way back at Churchill Downs in November, where he did finish second out of 8 horses. So maybe you're including the one today if it ends up being a sloppy track. So we'll see.
All right, interesting. Looking forward to that. Hey, I want to announce our Tee2Green winners for the month of for April and May. April, we pick in with the Masters. Jessica Smith, out of 100. Hold on, let me see how many entries we have here. 139 entries in our Tee2Green Fantasy League. Jessica Smith took home first place. $12,258,000 worth of winnings from the PGA Tour players. And she wins a stay and play VIP package, Ryan. So tell Jessica and your listeners what that includes.
So that's going to include an overnight stay at Batavia Downs Hotel, Sunday through Thursday. You can pick a date that works out for you. And then we're going to get hooked up with $50 in free food at one of our wonderful restaurants, $25 in free play for you and for a guest. So bring somebody along. You can hit the gaming floor and use our money, little house money, to start off your night or day when you go visit Batavia Downs out there in beautiful Batavia, New York.
Awesome. So congratulations, Jessica Smith. Again, the stay and play package from Batavia Downs. And Jim Fazio, by the way, finished second. He gets round a golf for him and a guest at Glen Oak. So big thanks to Batavia Downs, Glen Oak, and also the grand prize winner at the end of the year from golf gets a gift card to GolfDojo as well. So thanks to our fantasy league partners, including Ryan and everybody.
Yeah, it's nice. Everybody jumps in, and it just makes golf more fun.
Yeah, you get a little fun. But
I get to go to. She gets to go to Batavia Downs and hang out.
So you finished third.
Look at that.
That's me.
I saw who that was.
I was,
the humble brag.
The humble brag. Yeah. I'm ineligible to win, everybody. Before you send me a tweet, Koziel's going to win the prize. No,
I thought Kevin was here for a second. Yeah.
No, the humble brag. I know. Ryan, what's going on at Batavia Downs today? I know you guys have a bourbon and whiskey fest going on?
Yes, absolutely. So every year on Belmont Stakes Day, we like to have our bourbon and whiskey fest. I think this is the 7th or 8th one of all time. Sponsored by our friends at Jack Daniels. We're going to be welcoming in about 13 or 14, I believe, different brands. Each one of them may have 1, 2, or 3 different types of whiskey or bourbon. And so from 4:30 until 7, you can meander around the Park Place room and just visit these various places and, sample these bourbons and whiskeys. There's going to be some kind of like light refreshment or like food that you can kind of like, pick at. This isn't like the taco bar that we had for the Preakness where you just, it's like dinner. This is just kind of like you can kind of, eat on some things while you're kind of going between everything. And then, of course, the race goes off at 7 o'clock. So you come on out. It's a $30 ticket. You get 25 back in free play. You get a $5 wager on the Belmont. It's like coming for free to sample bourbon. And if this rain keeps up, there's not really much else to do. Nobody's cleaning gutters or mowing their lawn today. So hopefully you can come on out and see us at Batavia Downs, enjoy some bourbon, enjoy the Belmont. And again, I'm reminding everybody, you're talking about shopping local and keeping the money in Western New York. Bet local with us at Batavia Downs and OTB. Make sure you make your wager online at BataviaBets.com. If you do want to wager online, do it on BataviaBets.com and keep that money here with the citizens of Western New York.
Yep. Good idea there, Ryan. And we'll talk more about that at 2 o'clock when I see you then. Appreciate your partnership with us, Ryan, and your prizes to Jessica, and one that we're going to give out each and every month. So thanks for doing that, and I'll see you at 2 o'clock.
Sounds good, man. We'll see you then.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Ryan Hasenauer from Batavia Downs Gaming, the VP of Business Development. I wonder what suit he'll have.
I was going to just ask. I forgot to ask him. That's one of my favorite questions. We have his picture up on our stream of some of the outfits he likes to wear. He has a lot of fun with what he does at work.
Yeah, well, I'll have a picture later. You can.
Yeah, good.
He's always got some sort of horse racing motif suit on, which
yes, his tailor must be a quizzical man looking at him. Yes.
Listen, Ryan is the exact person you want if you are looking for people people that work in public relations and promote your place. Ryan is a legend at that. He's so good at his job.
He'd be the first person I'd hire for that job. Yes.
That's such a good thing. So anyway, yes, congratulations to Jessica Smith, Jim Fazio. Those were our first and second place winners. It resets. So even if you're in last and you're listening, hey, you got to have a good pick this week at the Memorial. I had Xander Schauffele, so we'll see how he's doing. We'll ask Kevin that. By the way, did you see Scotty Scheffler and his caddy had a little mix up this week? We're going to play the audio when we come back here.
I saw that. Yeah.
Is that anything to work? Anything go? Well, we'll play the audio.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation.
We'll have that when we come back here.
Yeah.
By the way, we talked about par threes earlier. We'll make that and your thoughts on that. Anything else you want to add here for our tip of the week on playing par threes?
Yeah, just people don't always, we talk about yardages, right? So people see a yardage to the center. Remember where the pin is. That's also part of the yardage equation. And don't hit the aspirational shot. Take enough club, swing in control, and try to control your trajectory. And use the tee to your advantage when you're on a par three.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great call. If the distance, let's say, is 150, don't say, hey, I know I can get this there if I hit it really good. Like, that's not always the club to take.
And it might be 150 to the center, and the pin's back 10 paces, so it's actually 160, and you're trying to squeak it crush it to get it 150. That doesn't work. So be aware of that, and just make sure you got plenty of club and the correct yardage, and use the tee to your advantage as much as you can. And it's a strategic shot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Our Western New York PGA tip of the week there from our PGA pro, Jeff Meadus, brought to you by the Western New York PGA, which has one goal: promoting and growing the game of golf today, tomorrow, and beyond. WNYPGA.com. You can sign up for Drive, Chip, and Putt. It's free. PGA Junior League lessons. Also, sign up for our 10th edition of our Duster Challenge. DusterChallenge.com, July 24th at Glen Oak, to get in on our putting contest to raise money for PGA Hope. A lot of great events, including the Duster Challenge. I'm heading back out today after I do my show at Batavia Downs. The New York State Boys High School Championships are Monday at Mill Creek. So good luck to all the boys there.
That's just outside of Rochester on this
Churchville
side of town.
area.
Yep, Churchville.
Yep. In 2 weeks, we'll be at East Aurora for the International Junior Masters, and then in about a month, we'll be at Niagara Falls for the Porter Cup. So we got it's really exciting for amateur golf here.
Yeah, golf's in full swing. June, July, we're here, and it's a great time to play golf in Western New York. And we do get some really, really cool events between the Porter, all the different things, and there's so many events to play in if you want to be competitive, and some really, really good players come through this area.
We're here at Bobble. Everything's a par 3. Great spot to come and to bring your son or daughter to play, but it's also a good spot to work on your short game and work on par 3s. I got it. You're letting me do the humble brag about the third place in the fantasy. I'm going to do one more humble brag, but it's not really me, but my group. So Thursday night men's league, I'm at Pendleton Creek, and I'll throw the names out there. My partner, Dan Allen, Jim Delaney, and Ralph Chili, the 4 of us, 2-on-2. It's basketball, whatever. 10th hole at Pendleton's a par 3. Mm-hmm. And we all hit our shots. 3 of the 4 hit the green. 2 were fairly close. 1 was a little off to the side. 1 was on the back fringe. All 4 of us made the putts. We had 4 2s. We were thinking, what are the odds of that?
I don't know how many times I've seen that.
It was we were stunned.
Yeah.
And I hate this sounding on the humble brag. I had the closest shot, so I had to putt last, and they're like, "You can't miss this."
Oh,
we got 3 in already,
right there.
I know, and I was like, "Oh, I got to make this," and yeah, luckily it went.
If they didn't tell you, it would have been one thing. Yeah, don't even tell me yet. But you're probably cognizant of the fact that everybody made 2. I was
like, "Geez, we had 2, 2, 2." I'm like, "I got to make this here,"
and that's a tough hole. The 10th hole to start on. Yeah, that's not a kick in. Yeah,
that's right. All right, timeout. When we come back, Kevin Sylvester, his thoughts on the Memorial. When we return here, as we're live at Bobolink again, BoboLinkGolf.com is the website. With PGA Pro Jeff Meadus, I'm Brian Koziel. Kevin Sylvester on the Memorial coming up next right here on Tee2Green. Welcome back to Bobolink here, Tee2Green. Time for the check of the PGA Tour leaderboard. JT Poston is your leader at the Memorial, -9, a one-shot lead on Ryan Gerard, who's at -8. Some bigger names in the field. I mentioned Xander Schauffele, tied for 6th at -2. Shane Lowry at -1. Scotty Scheffler did make the cut. He's tied for 19th at +1. And we'll get a full report here coming up from Kevin Sylvester in just one moment.
And the Champions Tour report brought to you by Donald Ross Sportswear, your hometown premium golf apparel company. Find us in your local pro shop or online at donaldross.com. And the last week, May 21st to the 23rd, was the Royal Golf Dar El Salaam Red Course Tournament, and it was won by Scott Hendit, 15 under over Tommy Two Gloves Gainey.
Our LPGA report brought to you by NUTRL. Keep a tasty Buffalo, the U.S. Women's Open at Riviera. And Allison Lee and Runung Ying are tied for the lead at -4, but guess who's only 2 back? Nelly Korda.
My favorite.
Tied for 9th. Jennifer Kupchko also -3. She's 1 shot back. So some of the bigger names on the U.S. side for the women here. Brooke Henderson, top Canadian right now, tied for 17th. She's only 4 off the lead going in the weekend.
I saw Michelle Wee played. It's a big event. Yeah. Michelle Wee West.
That's right. Yeah. So a lot of good players there. Hey, also want to mention here, we mentioned the high school boys the high school boys high school championships going on at Mill Creek. The girls are playing at Wildwood, which is just down the road there too.
Yeah, just south of there a little bit. Yeah, not far at all.
Yeah. So we've got both high school boys and girls. We'll give you the updates on what happens with them here coming up next week on the show. Okay, let's bring in Kevin Sylvester now from PGA Tour Live, and of course part of our Tee2Green team. Kevin, good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for coming on here, Kevin. The Memorial. We want to talk about what's happening at the top, but first, a little soundbite from Scotty Scheffler from round 1 here that we're going to play for everybody. I'm sure you've heard this, his exchange after going into the water with his caddy. So, Evan, let's cue that up here and hear from Scheffler. All right. I know he goes on and on and on a little bit more there. Kevin, I'm sure you guys have been talking about that. That was Scheffler in round 1. We know him and Ted Scott are very, very close. But what was the reaction, I guess, from you guys there covering the tournament on that? Because that got a lot of headlines on the first day. We haven't really ever heard Scheffler show frustration or hear it like that before.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen some frustration. He's talked about it in interviews, but yeah, that when you hit a perfect shot, you hit the shot you talked about, and you guessed wrong on the wind. Now, he's not the only one who did that. Yesterday, Jordan Spieth, the exact same shot, went in the exact same spot, and as soon as Jordan hit it on our coverage, he goes, "That's just like Scotty's yesterday. That's a hurting wind." Yeah, same thing Scotty just did yesterday. So players were having so much problem over the first 2 rounds figuring out the wind on the 16th hole. So Scotty was not alone. And listen, up until the last 6 holes yesterday, he had a D game. He was in danger of missing the cut, and then it clicked for him in the final 6 holes, like it usually does for Scotty Scheffler. And that was just frustration bullying over for him. It's not like any relationship or work relationship. Sometimes there's tension, but no. I mean, listen, he hasn't won without Ted Scott. Look what he's done with Ted Scott. Yeah. They're good. They're fine.
Yep.
Yeah, he just got frustrated. He was having a bad day. He barely made the cut. He had to play great in the last few holes.
He's tied for 19th.
We all get frustrated, and you never want to blame yourself as a player, do you?
No, it happens. Yeah. All right, Kevin, how about at the top there? You've got Poston and Gerard, first and second. How about a little bit about those two and what you've seen and what your thoughts are on them going into the weekend here?
Well, JT Poston, first of all, has played not great this year, and this has really come out of nowhere, in my opinion. Not nowhere for the player, JT Poston, but just for the year that he's been having. So something certainly clicked for him. And to shoot 65 yesterday, I mean, he's played a completely different golf course, it seems, than everybody else. So that was just phenomenal. And then, and by the way, this is the 5th time in a stroke play event that he's had a 36-hole lead. He's 2 for 4. So 50-50 that he wins, if you just go by history. Ryan Gerard, this is a guy who, I mean, he is ultra competitive, always game face on. He has putted tremendously. He's over 7 strokes game putting on the week here. And he putted beautifully last week also at Colonial. So if he can continue to use that magic eraser the way he has and pour them in round 1, he had 5 birdies in a row at one point on the back 9. I mean, just incredible stuff from Ryan Gerard.
Wow, that's good. Well, we know Jack's tournament's always a big one, the Memorial, one of the biggest prep here before the U.S. Open, Kevin. So people will be trying to make sure they're in a good spot here. For some of these players, this is their last event. We know we have the Canadian Open next week up in Toronto, and then on to the U.S. Open here going into the weekend. How can people tune in? I know you're on the stream on ESPN Plus on PGA Tour Live. How can people watch you and listen to you this weekend, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll be streams 3 and 4. 4 at the BetCast week. So for those who wager responsibly on golf, I'll be on there along with Steve Scott, who's my analyst this week. But I start on stream 3. That's feature group coverage. And we'll be starting here in an hour and 20 minutes, 9:15 we're on.
Awesome.
And so at ESPN Plus.
Beautiful. Kevin, thanks so much. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right. See ya. Kevin Sylvester covering the Memorial, and of course, part of our Tee2Green team. You can watch him on ESPN Plus on the PGA Tour live stream.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird to hear people gamble on golf now. I know. Yeah. I mean, not while you're playing, not with your fellow competitors, but Kev said it's a lot of fun to do that stream.
Yeah. So they're having that. So if you want to check that out, check it out. As he said, stream 3 and 4 is where he'll be on ESPN Plus. All right. That's going to wrap everything up here from Bobolink.
Yeah, it's getting weather's clearing. The day's clearing out. It looks like the radar. We took a chance coming out on the patio here, and
we're happy we did.
Yeah, we're happy we did. We looked at the radar, and it worked out great. Yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend for golf.
Yeah, bobolinkgolf.com. Again, you can get 9-hole, 18-hole. You can also get yourself into a league, lessons, all that sort of stuff. So and bring your son and daughters out. It's a great
if you
spot.
haven't been here, you got to get here.
Come at night with the lights.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff. So, hey, thanks to Tom Sturm, Rick Hamister, Jim Dreff, all from Bobolink for coming on. Ryan Hasenauer, Kevin Sylvester for joining us. Jeff Blank producing on our video stream at T2G Buffalo. Evan DePasquale on the WGR side. And for PGA Pro Jeff Meadus, I'm Brian Colziel. Thanks for listening. Tee2Green here at Bobolink. We'll talk to you next week from Pendleton Creek Golf Club right here on Tee2Green.